So it's a little bit fragile, isn't it? Altcoins really took a battering yesterday, and I think we need to talk about dominance. Is it going to go higher? Now, I've been saying this for a while. I don't think we're done with dominance. I think we're going to go higher. History tells us that, all kinds of stuff around that in terms of Bitcoin staying still. We have a mini alt season, but ultimately, if Bitcoin does something volatile, which it did, it moved down 4%. However, doesn't explain the fact that altcoins moved 20 to 24% versus Bitcoin, which led to a 3 to 4% increase in Bitcoin dominance in a very short space of time. Where do we go now? So let's get into it. If you are new to the channel, please do consider subscribe and hit that bell button. Want to get to over 100,000 subscribers this bull market, and we'll see how things go. Now, liquidations. I want to pay a tribute to all the fallen soldiers that tried to make the price go higher but ultimately got absolutely battered by the wave. We often say it on this channel, late longs will always get punished and late shorters will always get punished. Basically, if you're greedy, you become a pig, and pigs get slaughtered, right? That's ultimately the bottom line here. So 1.38 billion, according to this website, CoinGlass, got absolutely squashed in the vice yesterday, which kind of makes sense when you look at how the price was and ultimately people trying to make it go higher and higher and higher. That's just the bottom line of it. But realistically, let's be honest here, this is starting to fall, right? We've had a little mini alt season. As you can see here on the CoinMarketCap website, multiple things have done all right. Not a load of things though, but ultimately, certain things have really gone, whoa, okay, that's a bit of a wild one. So HBAR, XLM, and I've been saying to people, guys, take profit. Just if you've realized a gain of a 5x within like a 2-week period, just go and buy yourself a Nando's and go do something with your money for once, right? Because I think that is hugely important. People forget that. Now, I know we're on the market cycles trail. We're doing all right. We're in the mania stage. But with all these kind of results and what we've had in the past, when we talk about the Bitcoin kind of performance and stuff, it doesn't really mean we're going to go forever. We're always going to have dips and crooks in it. And you will fall down those little holes, which is a problem. So let's look at the performance. For example, this is the Bitcoin returns. Now, obviously, yes, September, October, November has been by far probably better than we expected given the time period of where we are, right? We've had a really strong, you can see, strong period. Same with the likes of Ethereum, when we're looking at like sort of like different quarters. We're doing really well, which we kind of expected, but at the same time though, December can be a little bit iffy. It's never always a great month, December. We have sometimes tanker rallies in Bitcoin. We also sometimes have them in altcoins, which is also very, very important. The problem we have to do and what we have to navigate realistically now is, what does Bitcoin do? Does it stay still and not be volatile, or does it actually just allow things to flow? We don't know. And we had a bit of volatility and it didn't like it. And you can talk about the news, you can talk about information, you can talk about whatever's happening. Obviously, Willow, the Google computer, we can do quantum computing. You can crack the code. Very much find that hard to believe that we'll put that in the open domain and talk about that. But that's not really going to scare the market too much. However, something has scared the market, especially BlackRock. I'll show you. Over the last few days, BlackRock has really, really underperformed, and it's nowhere near buying as much as they were. I'm only joking, by the way. They're not scared at all. This is the thing, right? When we talk about ETFs and the volume of ETFs, the flows are absolutely fine. And that's what I mean. People talk about the Willow quantum computer. They talk about the wars in the Middle East. They talk about potential recessions. They talk about all this. They don't care. And that's what the scary thing is. And that, in my opinion, is leading me to believe, in my opinion, obviously, that we're going to see a higher Bitcoin sooner rather than later, and maybe a higher Bitcoin dominance, because I still think it's Bitcoin season. The reason why we had that mini alt season was because of the ISO coins, the Algorand, the Cardanos, the XLMs, the XRPs, Quant, and a few others, Hashgraph, right? That's like, most of them have all done fantastic big moves, and most of them already were relatively large cap assets, right? Which makes sense. So stuff like that, it's going to shift the needle. Most notably, Ethereum hasn't been doing too well. So let's look at some charts. Before I go, if anything is completely gobbledygook, check out Learning Crypto, link below. You can get some nice little discounts on the memberships, only £10 to start. It's all education. Courses are coming, little baby courses, live courses are also coming in next year. So you will probably enjoy them. Let's go though on to dominance, right? Because this has came up much faster than as it goes down, which is kind of important to know. Now, for me, I didn't move any Bitcoin into any altcoins. I didn't. I didn't think it was ready. I always like a correction. I'm going to show you a lot of charts in this video. So as I say, like, subscribe the video. If any of this is absolutely gobbledygook, fair enough. But ultimately, I have a bit of a good snout for this sort of thing in terms of dips and corrections, and some of the charts will make obvious sense. The first chart is obviously this. We have had a huge drop. However, history will tell us a couple of things. If I go back to the 3-day time frame here, we've had periods before in the past where we've had a lot of corrections to the downside, and then we have a big spark to the upside. This has happened in 2020. This also has happened before in the past before we had the big last salt season finish. This will at periods shoot up, and Bitcoin is very powerful for moving the price. But what is very powerful alongside that is the fact that Ethereum is doing nothing. A lot of altcoins are at genuine levels of resistance. A lot of them are at that. Most of them have went right to resistance and went, shit. You know, XRP was a great example, and I did a video on it. Guys, you should maybe take profit. This is resistance, and it literally on the time of me doing that video, it was around here that the body candle was around here. That wick had just zipped, and now we're all the way down here. You know, that is quite a big aggressive pullback. It's down by 30, nearly 30%. That's relatively big, right? But that isn't in isolation. Every single altcoin, even on this in terms of NIA, is at that level there. You know, ICP, levels of resistance, everything that I'm going to talk about here. Polkadot, level of resistance. You know, at the end of the day, markets go up, markets go down, and they also go sideways. The fundamentals are clear. We cannot keep going up, look at that one, forever. That's it. The bottom line, we cannot keep going up forever. And I think people need to make note of that. What has happened is a lot of things are still not doing anything, which is leading to the fact that, well, only certain things went up. So I think people got very, very excited. And yes, we could talk about, alt season. But this is kind of like the first step. And one of my videos I talked about recently was, is it alt season? And I had a thumbnail with yes or like on or off. And I was saying about a couple of things that you need to be wary of. And this is what I said. I talked about the likes of the total market cap, where yes, we shoot to the upside, boom, off we go, right? I actually looked at the total 3/BTC. And this is the thing, we've broken structure for the first time with EMA crosses. But that doesn't mean we're immune to pullbacks in the market. And obviously, yes, if low liquidity assets are going to pump because a lot of volumes come in, and remember those ISO coins, it went from like 40, 50 million, 100 million volume over a 24-hour period to $1, $2, $3 billion volume going into it. That's a bit of a problem, right? And you're going to get those short, sharp bursts to the upside, and that's going to lead to price going up, and people get excited, and then all of a sudden excitement comes in, and then your granny's texting you going, can I buy into some crypto, please? How do I do it? Yeah, so that's where we're at. And ultimately, we could be looking at this as the absolute dipping point, right? The market may settle down right now. That doesn't mean altcoin's going to go to the moon. That just means that maybe Bitcoin settles down now. Maybe altcoins grab their composure again. But the thing is, right, every single altcoin yesterday, not even joking, had a really, really bad day. And this is the BTC pair, by the way, if you're wondering. And we're talking 20% drops, which is pretty mad when you think about it. And when you look at Bitcoin, it's hardly really moved. This level here seems to be a bit of a pinpoint level, which is fine. Dominance, as I say, rose very aggressively. This candle, this is a 3-day time frame candle, right? This whole entire candle so far is up 2.2 percentage base points on dominance. That's pretty damn big considering, right? That is a big, big candle. Yes, of course, it can go wherever, but what if it goes even higher? What about if this just shoots even higher? It definitely can easily do it, because a lot of these altcoins, maybe not NIA, bad example. Solana is probably a potential one where it could drop lower. XRP, 100% can drop lower. The XRP is the key here, because XRP is one of the top assets. And we look at the .Ds here, right? It's went up like a lot of percentages. If that just drops down to certain levels, it's going to allow Bitcoin dominance to rise anyways, because the hype's vanished off XRP. It's as simple as that. And that's where you need to kind of pay attention to it. And I think people forget that idea. So where can we go with Bitcoin dominance? Well, that's the thing. We look at these higher time frames. I still think we're going to go into this box and go beyond 60 into this region here. I've just got a little feeling that we're going to see more corrections on Ethereum side because we haven't really had any run on Ethereum. XRP, Cardano, for example, they've all done fantastically well in the short term. They could pull back. If they lose a couple of percentages here and there, naturally this is just going to go up because it just will. The hype's died. So that's important to note. In terms of looking at altcoins, though, as I say, a lot of things are at levels of resistance. You need to just wait for the correction to happen and see where we go. What if Ethereum makes a new low down here and it goes right down to 2020 levels? That could be a meaty level, right? I know it's very, very bearish, but the structure is kind of not giving us vibes that we're going to turn around anytime soon, just yet. This indicator is on Learning Crypto, by the way, in the Traders Lounge if you're interested. It's printing out a hidden bearish divergence right now. That's not looking great. As I said with XRP, big, huge weight. Look at where it is. This could pull back quite aggressively. It could pull back down to like 1,800 Satoshi levels. That could be another further, decent chunk of percent. It could be another 70% lower. Just saying, like this level here. Let me just put that level. Actually, even lower than that could be down here. That could be a monster meaty level to go to. Again, it's going to lead to dominance going up. So it'd be very, very interesting to see what happens. But with the likes of Bitcoin, it's just chilling out here. It's just nothing really shaking the boat just yet. It only went down a couple of percentages. But realistically, altcoins really shot themselves yesterday, right? As much as I like certain altcoins and I want altcoins to do well, I just feel like right now it's not the time. It's just we need to see that momentum. We need to see that rhythm. As much as buy the dip is really, really important, and yes, you could buy the dip very, very easily on USD pairs, but you've got to be mindful of those BTC pairs because you may well find that you might get absolutely battered, right? If you're interested in trading or even just buying on spot, especially if in the UK or in Europe, you may struggle to get on exchanges nowadays due to regulations. Blowfin, link below, is a really good one. There's some good offers on at the moment as well. So make sure you get involved. When we talk about the cycle narrative and stuff like that, yeah, we're going to get dips. We're always going to get corrections along the way. And I think people forget that. But right now, it feels like whatever we're kind of witnessing right now is not the time to be balls deep in altcoin just yet, because the scenario that could play out very, very easily is Bitcoin corrects and goes very high very quickly, leading to altcoins to get a little bit slaughtered in the downside of the BTC pairs, leading to a slow correction or a stopping period, which does happen. We've seen it before here, such as these levels, and in the past we see it. Bitcoin likes to push hard, then rest. We might well be resting here and creating an alt season, but what about if it doesn't? What about if the Christmas period sends us even higher just due to the supply and demand and scarcity factor? That's a big thing. But things will blow up, things will go wrong. There will be certain situations that will happen and people will get liquidated. People do get very, very, very greedy in this market, leading to downward price action. So if you can handle the pumps to the upside, you've got to be able to take the rough of it with the downsides, I'm afraid. But anyways, as I say, like the video if you enjoyed it. Check out my Patreon. I've got a 50% offer ending very, very soon. And yeah, enjoy.